how it started,
I'm really like that, and your best work is a light pack. The Prince outlived Mike Jack.
Pull your contract, cause we gotta see the split. The way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip.
how it's going.
And your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would a world condom.
I heard that one of them little kids might be day free.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
This no-holds-barred lyrical chess match between two of hip-hop's most celebrated and influential artists has become the most hotly debated and widely consumed pop culture event of the year. What initially began as a tense bout of competitive sparring between two icons of the genre has more recently devolved into something much more personal, vitriolic, and explosive as both Kendrick Lamar and Drake continue to levy serious and, in some cases, explicitly criminal accusations at one another. The interpersonal ferocity of this beef has reached such a fever pitch that the music itself seems to be taking a back seat to the allegations made on each side. So much so that, at a certain point, many spectators have decided that the true winner of this rap battle is not the artist who made the better hip-hop songs, but instead the person who has the more accurate intel to back up their increasingly damning character attacks.
Everything that Kendrick has done, he's winning in every single aspect of this battle you can think of. But again, I think the real winner will be whoever can truly pull out receipts.
But is that really what should matter most in a rap battle? If the veracity of each claim was the most important thing to focus on here, why should these guys bother to make songs at all? Why not just book a half-hour slot on CNN, each artist equipped with a lawyer and a PowerPoint presentation to prove to the world once and for all who the shittier person actually is? So how and why did we go from what Kendrick once referred to as a friendly fade in his first official response to Drake to a tit-for-tat musical onslaught filled with salacious allegations and character assassinations? To understand that, we're gonna have to roll the clock back a ways to a few important moments from other rap beefs in 2015 and 2018, coincidentally both involving Drake. In 2015, Meek Mill dropped a diss track against Drake called Wanna Know, in which the Philadelphia rapper accuses Drake of using a ghostwriter to pen some of his most popular verses, even going so far as to include a revelatory reference track for Drake's hit song Know Yourself spliced into the middle of the track. And despite the fact that most hip-hop fans consider Drake to have won that battle with Meek Mill after dropping Charged Up and the critically acclaimed and commercially explosive back-to-back in response, ghostwriter allegations continue to dog Drake and sully his reputation to this day. Kendrick has made ample use of this controversy with multiple bars referencing ghostwriters throughout his several Drake-centric diss tracks in 2024. But as it turns out, that beef and the revelations that defined it would end up serving as mere table setting for the bombshells dropped by Pusha T and his beef with Drake only 3 years later. The animosity between Pusha T and Drake's respective camps has long roots dating all the way back to 2006, but the conflict reached a boiling point in 2018. After sending a slew of not-so-subliminal shots towards Drake for years, Pusha T finally landed the bars that broke the Canadian camel's back on Infrared. Drake hit back with the well-received Duppy freestyle where he deftly responded to Push's ghostwriting allegations and even managed to wrangle his longtime collaborator and label head Kanye West into the mix with a biting rebuttal. But Drake only had 4 days to enjoy his parade before Push rained it out with the release of the now legendary diss track The Story of Adidon. Pusha T begins the song with pretty standard diss track fare as he makes several incisive attacks against Drake's authenticity as a rap artist. But about halfway through his verse, Push drops a nuclear info bomb that ended up becoming the biggest PR nightmare of Drake's storied career. Well, at least it was, until he started fucking around with this guy. Drake never responded to The Story of Adidon with an official diss track, leading to a near-unanimous W for Pusha T in the court of public opinion. However, he did respond to the track in a handful of interviews, most notably this one from Rap Radar in 2019.
I have no desire to ever mend anything with that person.
The Story of Adidon was such an explosive moment in hip-hop history that it unintentionally set a new standard for what modern diss tracks had to accomplish. After Pusha T exposed Drake for hiding a child, public feuds between rappers have become less about who has the better lyrics and more about who has the better intel on their opposition. And while sure, T-spillage has always been a part of rap beef,
that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Came in your belly back seat, skeeted in your Jeep, left condoms on your baby seat.
It used to be viewed more as a garnish rather than the main course. For example, despite the fact that Jay-Z dropped the biggest TMZ bomb in his beef with Nas by claiming he slept with his opponent's girl, the public didn't seem to care because Ether was almost unanimously considered a lyrical knockout blow against Jay's takeover. But honestly, if Drake was able to make the same claim against Kendrick in this beef, it wouldn't matter how great Kendrick's bars were on Euphoria or Not Like Us, because that information alone would be embarrassing and damaging enough for many hip-hop fans to declare Drake the winner on the spot. Because nowadays, unless you're revealing incriminating, never-before-seen dirt on your opponent, you could release the most diabolically cutting diss track of all time, and a large percentage of the audience would find it lacking. After the release of Kendrick's Euphoria, many fans expressed their disappointment in Kendrick for not weaving any new angles or attacks on Drake into his 6-minute narrative. Despite the fact that the track was widely praised for its clever and layered lyricism, beat switches, and impressive flows, there was no TMZ-level drama bomb for fans to latch onto, which left many people feeling underwhelmed. On Euphoria, lines like,
"But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you,"
and
"We ain't gotta get personal, this a friendly fade, you should keep it that way,"
see Kendrick implicitly warning his opponent to keep families out of the beef after Drake name-dropped Kendrick's fiancée Whitney on push-ups. To be fair though, he does go on a diatribe towards the end of the song about Drake's absenteeism as a father, so he probably shouldn't have been all that surprised when Drake clapped back with,
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
but the rap-enjoying internet only had about 40 minutes for Aubrey's tea party to steep before Kendrick stepped on his moment with what will probably go down in music history as one of hip-hop's most sinister, haunting, and diabolical diss tracks of all time in Meet the Grams. In less than a week, Kendrick and Drake's friendly fade had turned entirely sour as each combatant spat any allegation they could with the express purpose of ending or at least seriously tarnishing the other's career. After the release of The Heart Part 6, there have been reports of many people close to Kendrick's camp interpreting certain bars in the song as a white flag. So for now, it seems like this beef has tentatively come to a close. Drake could try to redeem himself after the lackluster response to The Heart Part 6, and Kendrick could drop a kill shot to make his win undeniable, but as for now, things appear to have quieted down. It seems that most of the public has declared a winner in Kendrick, but there's still a large subset of fans who refuse to lean one way or another until either side offers receipts for their claims, which is an understandable impulse. I mean, after all, Kendrick accused Drake of being a PDF guy, and Drake accused Kendrick of domestic violence. And these very serious allegations would come to form the bedrock of each artist's case against the other's character. But it didn't have to get to this place. Rap beef has always included some degree of defamation, but what mattered most to spectators when choosing a winner was which rapper did their job better. But after the story of Adidon, the public seems to have decided that the job of a rapper engaged in a beef is not really to rap better than their opponent, but to become a better amateur detective than their opponent. If you can find more incriminating or embarrassing dirt on your enemy and prove its legitimacy, you don't even need to shock the public with your bars because they're already too busy being shocked at the salacious information you've revealed. And don't get me wrong, the story of Adidon is an incredibly well-written and effective diss track. It's probably one of the best ever made, but after its unforgettable impact on the public, rappers and spectators alike seem to have decided that a beef is only interesting or worthwhile if both artists are unveiling secret information that the other doesn't want revealed. Which, to me at least, is a shame, because the competitive nature of hip-hop is one of the most unique characteristics of the genre. For over 50 years now, rappers have been honing their lyrics, flows, and vocal deliveries to assert themselves as more accomplished and skilled than their peers. But when beef becomes more about personal animosity and accuracy of intel, are these guys really still competing to determine who the better rapper is? Or are they just trying to expose the other for being a bad person? Competition is the lifeblood of hip-hop, and it's probably the biggest reason the genre has been consistently able to adapt and retain relevancy throughout the past few decades. Artists in this genre push one another to develop new sounds, write better lyrics, and expand the scope of what hip-hop music can be. But I think that competitive spirit suffers when the musical competition gets sidelined by the drama competition. But at the end of the day, we still got a lot of great music out of this thing, and for us hip-hop fans, that's really the only thing that matters in the long run. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to see more video essays like this, and I'll catch y'all soon.